Hey,
Hi.
surprise. I wanted to see you. The girl let me in, the young woman. I just really wanted to see you.
Why?
I miss you. I feel bad about the way things ended, and I wanted to see you again.
All right. Now what?
I don't know. How have you been?
Not good.
I'm sorry about that. How's work?
Same? Busy?
I think maybe I need a life coach. Can you recommend anybody?
No.
Okay, I need something.
You act like you're waiting for me to talk.
That's not fair, so I have something to say to you then.
Well, now is the time.
I don't think I. I want to start this thing out right. I can't. There's no way for me to just in one conversation here possibly explain myself or my particular pathology, and I would sound foolish if I tried. But I did hope. I wanted to shed some light. Try to shed some light on my particular. Okay. I'm struggling. I feel really bad about the way things ended between us, and I wanted to see you and tell you that.
Which you've now done.
Right.
Twice.
Yeah, Okay, so Chicago. This was right after 9/11, which I was profoundly unaffected by, other than, confirmation of what I had been saying for a long time, that Bush and Cheney were a fucking disaster. So I did feel a little smug about that, but still anyway, it's a marker in time, and so right around 9/11, a couple of things happened, and I think it was kind of a turning point in my life. Not a good turning point, but at the same time that I was going through some turmoil in my career, Gabe was born.
I'm sorry. Is this your monologue? What's the idea here? That you get to the end of this and then with this new and more complete understanding of your fucked up psychology that I'm supposed to, what? Blow you?
I deserve that, absolutely.
Deserve what? I haven't done anything.
This is not easy.
Which was harder? Dumping me or this part here?
You talked about my photography, and I was unfair about that. I should have accepted your encouragement.
Yeah.
You have to understand, I lost faith in myself as a photographer, as a, I don't know, artist is too strong. Craftsman, let's say, craftsperson. I started getting passed over for good assignments at the Sun-Times, and I wasn't sure if photojournalism was what I wanted to pursue. There's a lot of politics, and I exhibited, put my photos in a gallery, and the response was tepid. Nothing materialized, and then Gabe was born.
What are you talking about, Wheeler?
I'm trying to explain to you why I made such a stupid mistake when I broke up with you.
Well, you're doing a terrible job.
If I'm honest with you, and there's no reason not to be, but if I'm honest with you, Kelly and I had a good marriage, and a little testy maybe, but solid, and then Gabe was born.
Wheeler, please.
And then Gabe was born, and I think I got resentful. Not only of her attention to him, but the structure of our lives. We were making this move out here to be close to Kelly's family, and so much of my life seemed to be about just this practical role I had to fill, and I found myself seething.
The point of this is that you have a lot of problems.
Make a long story short, yes, things went off the rails for me, my vocation, my family, my sense of myself, and I was just really trying not to fall into a trap of doing things just to kind of show my resentment, but I couldn't stop the skid, couldn't seem to get things back in the right...
You're talking about 15 years ago.
More or less.
You've been in a skid for 15 years.
None of this is coming out the way I hoped. I rehearsed in the car. I even had visions of coming in and singing to you because I remember what you said that first date about how we're supposed to sing, that there was something very freeing about singing and freeing. That sounds nice. But then I thought you'd see through that I was using this tactic to try to get into your good graces, and you might find that off-putting at this point.
I think you're right about that.
So, I don't know, I thought maybe less is more, and that's simply seeing you and saying I'm very sorry for the way things ended, for the way I ended things, and that if you would allow me, I'd like to see you again. Maybe just ease into it with a lunch, or even just some coffee or something.
You are mind-boggling.
Thank you.
It's like you don't even remember me. It's like you don't even know who you're talking to. It's like you're alone. I am right here. I remember you. I remember days and nights we spent together, dates, dinners, drinks, laughs, touching, your smell. Do you remember my smell?
Yes, I do.
Those memories meant something to me. They have meaning for me. But you come here and you pull out all this material out of your file cabinet You might as well be submitting for publication. You really hurt me.
I know.
I was already hurt, and you hurt me again.
I know.
I assume you and Minnie have broken up.
Yes.
She broke up with you?
Yes, she left.
Right.
And I'm pretty blown away by it.
That stuff is hard.
Yeah. I guess I had started to take on the idea of having a child, and maybe...
You could have. We might have a child together. Who knows?
We still could.
I'm glad you came here. Apologize to me. It's meaningful to me. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel at least less crazy. I think you're probably a decent person. You may not be a psychopath. Jury's still out.
Yeah,
I don't think that the jury is coming back anytime soon. I don't see you seeking out the help that you need. Because I think you're convinced that you're always the smartest guy in the room. And maybe you are. You do need to hear me, though, when I tell you that there is no way in God's green earth that I would ever see you again. I could never put myself in that position, knowing what I know about you and the havoc you create. So I accept your apology. And that isn't easy for me because I am still pretty raw. But it's better for me to just accept it and move on and wish you the best.
Okay. That's really unsatisfying.
I'm sure it is.
So even the idea that we might start small, really small, and just have a cup of coffee.
This is the last time I'm ever seeing you.
Okay. I could still sing.
You could, but you might embarrass yourself.
I remember when you sang that song and sat with me and took my hand and told me that I was a turtle who didn't know he'd lost his shell. And I was so grateful to you. I was so grateful to you for seeing me. I didn't know how to tell you how relieved I felt. I felt such relief with you. I fucked it up, something good in my life. I didn't recognize how precious it was, or maybe it scared me. I don't know, but it was... I regret it so much.
I'm sorry.
I'm desperate.
You're gonna have to figure something else out. Because I am not your solution.
Why is that?
Because I respect myself.